Hello and welcome to the Minimum Competence episode for Monday, August 19th, 2024. I'm your host for today, Andrew Leahy, a tax technology attorney from New Jersey. On today's episode, we cover former Representative George Santos pleading guilty to corruption charges, X's decision to close operations in Brazil, and Sonder's new partnership with Marriott. Let's remember, all art is autobiographical. The pearl is the oyster's autobiography. And read today's legal news. On this day in legal history, August 19th, 1692, 5 individuals, 4 men and 1 woman, were executed for witchcraft in Salem, Massachusetts during the height of the Salem Witch Trials. This dark period in American colonial history saw widespread hysteria and a fervent belief in the supernatural, leading to accusations against more than 200 people. The 5 executed on this day were Reverend George Burroughs, John Proctor, John Willard, George Jacobs Sr., and Martha Carrier. Despite their protests of innocence, they were condemned by the courts based on dubious evidence, including spectral evidence, which allowed testimonies of visions and dreams to be admissible. Reverend Burroughs, who had previously served as a minister in Salem, recited the Lord's Prayer perfectly before his execution, an act thought impossible for a witch, yet he was still hanged. The executions marked a turning point in the trials as public opinion began to shift, questioning the legitimacy of the proceedings. The tragic events of this day highlight the dangers of mass hysteria and the miscarriage of justice when reason is overshadowed by fear. Former U.S. Representative George Santos, expelled from Congress in December of 2023, is expected to plead guilty to multiple criminal corruption charges on August 19th, today, according to sources. Santos, a Republican, faces federal charges for misusing campaign funds for personal expenses, fraudulently charging donors' credit cards, and receiving unemployment benefits while employed. These actions led to his removal from office after just 11 months, during which he was widely discredited for fabricating parts of his past. A House Ethics Committee investigation revealed Santos spent campaign funds on luxury items and services, further fueling the scandal. Democrat Tom Suozzi won the seat in a special election. On Saturday, the social media platform X, formerly known as Twitter, announced it would close its operations in Brazil immediately due to what it described as censorship orders by Brazilian Judge Alexandre de Moraes. X, owned by Elon Musk, claims that Moraes threatened to arrest one of the company's legal representatives if X did not comply with orders to remove certain content. The platform shared a document, allegedly signed by Moraes, outlining fines and arrest threats against their representative. In response, X decided to shut down its operations in Brazil to protect its staff. Despite the closure, the service remains accessible to Brazilian users. The conflict stems from earlier legal disputes, where Moraes ordered X to block accounts associated with spreading misinformation and hate speech during former President Jair Bolsonaro's government. Musk has publicly criticized Moraes, calling his actions unconstitutional. Sonder Holdings Inc., an alternative lodging company, has struck a series of deals to raise capital and integrate its brand into Marriott International Inc.'s system to improve its financial stability. After a steep decline in market value from $2.3 billion to $29 million, Sonder secured $43 million in preferred equity and $83 million in additional liquidity from existing lenders. The company has also entered a long-term licensing agreement with Marriott, allowing its properties to be listed on Marriott's platforms under the Sonder by Marriott Bonvoy brand. This partnership is expected to drive demand and reduce costs, aiding Sonder's path to profitability. Additionally, Marriott's Bonvoy loyalty program will allow members to earn and redeem points at Sonder properties. Sonder's CEO, Francis Davidson, believes this collaboration will help the company expand and attract more business travelers. The integration is expected to be completed by 2025, providing Sonder with a more stable financial footing. And with that, I thank you so much for listening to Minimum Competence, your daily news podcast for lawyers. If you're looking for more than Minimum Competence, links to further reading on all the topics touched on today are in the show notes. And reviews go a long way towards helping new listeners to find our show. If you have a moment, leave a rating or review on your podcast player. We'd sure appreciate it. And if you know someone that might be interested in a story we cover, consider sending them the episode. But remember, nothing here should be construed as legal advice because it is certainly not that. Minimum Competence is available at minimumcomp.com and wherever you get your finely crafted podcasts. If you haven't checked out the website in a while, give it a look. There are complete transcripts and resources for each episode and its corresponding segments, as well as an opportunity to receive new episodes in email newsletter form. We'll see you back here tomorrow, and until then, remember, you exist only in what you do.